back to the 2 pages. And if you remember, what we ask you to do is make sure you have the paperwork ready in your folder. So when the club's reset and you go back to your local club and you have chance to maybe give a hug to your mates and your teachers and counselors, then they will be able to sign it off for you. So that is how the process goes. Make sure you have the paperwork, and by God's grace, when time comes, you will get that honor. Well, it's 3 o'clock. Unbelievable. Our second honor is with Pastor Jacques. Just to let you know, people also on Facebook are sending a lot of thank yous. The amazing comments, Pastor Jacques, which you probably didn't see because you were just focused on our audience here. But you know, people are saying, Pastor Jacques, this was so affirming for me as a mother. People are saying that this was inspirational, and we fully agree with this. So, Jacques, big thank you from the time you took away from your family for this. And we're going now to Adinkra. Adinkra, and we have Laura is here with us. So that is Pastor Jacques' wife. If you just wouldn't mind, say hello. Oh, okay, good. All right. Okay. Oh, Jacques, unmute yourself. And Laura, would you mind saying hello to everybody?
Say hi.
Hi.
And this is Pastor Jacques' wife.
Just got to say hi into this.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Laura, good to see you. And thank you so much for letting us have your husband for a little while. Now he's free to go.
Have a good afternoon, everybody. Love you. Take care.
See you later, Pastor Jacques. Now, Enoch, are you ready?
I am ready, Pastor.
All right, for everybody who is staying.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
All right. Speak of you, here it is. Enoch, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. All right. My name is Enoch Frimpong for all the viewers on Zoom and also on Facebook. So I come from Ghana. I live here in London. I'm a master guide, and I used to run my local club. At the moment, I am the sponsoring elder for the Pathfinder club in my church. Today, I am going to be sharing with you the Adinkra honor. This is an honor that I developed as part of my PLA training. So in Pathfinders, when you become a master guide, you can do further studies by doing your Pathfinder Leadership Award. So in 2014, when I was doing my PLA training, God impressed on me to use these Adinkra symbols. Mind you, I didn't create the symbols. They existed. These are amazing Adinkra symbols from all the way Ghana, West Africa. And I thought, this is something that I can share with the world, that I can share with the Pathfinder family. So many people would be able to know and understand these symbols. I'm sure some of you may have seen these symbols before. So we're going to follow a bit of how the first session went. I sat in the family life honor. I thought it was a beautiful honor. So can we see what countries people come from? Which countries do you come from? Because we know that a lot of people.
Yeah, we're gonna have a pile of countries today. We're a little bit surprised. You
might live in London, but your parents might come from a different country. That's what I want to see.
So Zimbabwe came very strong at the moment. You can see people from Ghana, Zambia, Wales, Malaysia, United Kingdom. If you're from Zimbabwe, you need to stop posting from Zimbabwe because you just posted about 50 minutes. So we have people from Jamaica, St. Kitts, Kenya. I didn't say hello to Kenya this time. We are so happy to have you guys with us. Ireland, there are people here from, I'm hoping from British Union as well. Yes, we have people from the British Union. Oh, we have some people from Czech Republic which live in Ireland. We love that as well. Yeah. So altogether, Enoch, I think this is the most international club you will ever run.
I know, and I'm so excited, and I'm really happy that I have this opportunity to deliver the honor to you. I hope you enjoy our presentation today. Let me brief you a little bit, because what we've done is put everything in a video production, which has been helped by so many familiar faces to those of you who live here in England, but also for those who live abroad. You would have people from different cultures and backgrounds presenting these symbols to you, okay? One key thing you also learned today, you will go away with a Ghanaian household name. Every single one of you. How exciting is that?
You did not tell me that, Enoch. But that is a bonus. Also, just before you continue, we just had somebody for first time from Hungary. We never had anybody from Hungary, and we just want to say welcome, guys.
All right. Welcome to our friends from Hungary.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised, Pastor. We actually have one of the people who did the video recording from Hungary. So that's where the interest is coming from.
And let me just ask you, is there anybody from the United States in your video, Enoch?
Sadly, no.
That's right. Because
I actually invited a friend to join, but time couldn't allow him to join the video.
It is no problem at all, but we have a guest as well from Wisconsin, USA with us. So just because there's nobody from USA doesn't mean anything at the moment. As long as you are with us, that's what counts. That's very good.
Now, this is the part you would want to listen carefully. Now, look here, I have these amazing pins.
Ooh.
Okay? These amazing Adinkra symbol pins. And I will teach you all about them. But these two pins, I have a number of them. They are available for sale at the BUC, but I'm willing to give away 10 of each today. Now, how would you be able to earn that? Listen attentively. At some point, I am going to be asking questions. And I'm going to scan through and see who responds first. At the end of the session as well, I'll ask people to draw their favorite symbols. You'll have the Instagram page and the email address for the Adinkra Honor. If you're able to email us your drawing or the nicest paintings of the symbol, I am happy to make these pins available to you wherever you are. So I can only send them through your club leaders, whether you're in a South England conference or North England conference. Those will go to your conference leaders and they will make them available for you.
And let's ask the question as well before you continue. We have some good people on our Facebook with us as well. Are you saying after this, when you finish presentation, when people send you the pictures of the drawings, is that right?
Yes.
You will choose and then you will be in touch with them. Is that right, Enoch?
Exactly. So those watching on Facebook, regardless of which part of the world you are, if you email or send via Instagram a picture of the drawing or the painting with the Adinkra symbol you did, I am happy to post this pin to you.
Also, Enoch, I need to ask help for us as well here at British Union Conference. Enoch, when they send you the pictures, would you mind sharing that with us? Because we would like to share the pictures and paintings as well on our BUC Adventist Youth Facebook page. So we need to work together on this one.
The same way. Again, people can post their drawings on the BUC Facebook page as well. And I'll be able to have a look at that as well.
Unless you want us to centralize this, Enoch. So you see what happens is every Wednesday we post pictures of the different crafts and things like this. So what about, if they send it all to me, all the pictures, I will go through all of them, and on Wednesday I will post, and then you choose.
That's even more fun. It takes away the pressure and the work of me putting it all together.
So in that case, before we continue, let me just make sure I share my email with everybody. Guys, my email for you to send your work is dayan@adventist.uk. I'm gonna just post it in the chat room right now. So that everybody knows. So dayan@adventist.uk is the email. So please use this email to send the pictures, and we will work together with Enoch to get the best one. This pins to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pastor. So on this note, I'm hoping that you've all downloaded the assessment sheet. Now, I've been so generous because often when I teach Adinkra Honor in person, you have the opportunity of using these stamps and stamping them on the sheet of paper. Now, virtual learning is great, but it doesn't allow for physical interactions. Hence, you will be drawing. And for that reason, the assessment today would be very concise and small, easy for everybody to do it. One big trick is, as we go along, try completing the worksheet. So by the time we finish, you're almost done with the honor. If you haven't downloaded the worksheet, you can write the questions down, and then as we discuss them, you write the answers as well. Whichever way, it will be sufficient and acceptable for you to submit your worksheet. So I'm going to share some of the questions with you if you don't already have a sheet. So can you see on your screen here?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can see the three on screen.
That's the front sheet of the assessment. So you'll be expected to write your name and the date you did this with the name of your club. These are the first 4 questions that you would be expected to answer. So remember what I said, that everyone today would go away with an Akan household name. So you would know that if you were Ghanaian and you were born to a Ghanaian parents, you would have an Akan name. We will learn that in the first requirement. And then secondly, we would describe the origin of the Adinkra symbols. Okay? And thirdly, we will look at mentioning at least 2 instances in the Bible where symbols were used. And the 4th point will be looking at the 4 different types of the Adinkra. Okay, we have 3 different types, of Adinkra. And finally, this is where the competition is, that I expect everyone from 20 Adinkra symbols to draw 3 of them. And listen here, write why you like that symbol. Remember, in the periods that I've done this exercise and I've given away pins, it is not always only about the drawing, but it's also the message that young people put alongside why they like the certain symbol. Because it's amazing how young people can come at some of these symbols from different angles in terms of what they connect with the symbol and why they like them. So I'm not only looking out for a neat, tidy, amazing drawings, but I'm also looking at the message you get out of the symbol, okay? So we're going to move straight into the honor and start doing the all the requirements.
So this honor is going to be a little bit different than usual. In one way, it is also very good because it is in a video format, and Enoch is going to be able to take us a little bit through the history, culture, and it's much nicer to see it through this way. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post the questions in the chat rooms and in the comment sections. So as Enoch is sharing his screen, just to let you know, we're going to be still monitoring chats and comment rooms. So Enoch, let's go.
Welcome to the Adinkra honor session. I'm sure you're excited to be here today. As I was going through these pins, I came upon the Adinkra symbol, Sankofa, which is one of the symbols you will be learning about today. So sit tight, get your pen and papers ready, because I'm going to take you on a journey into the Akan traditional Adinkra symbols. We're going to be learning about 20 symbols and their proverbial meaning. I'm sure you'll enjoy this session. So we will start by learning the Akan household name. If you're an Ashanti, depending on the day you were born, you will have a household name. I'm sure you'd love to know what your household name would be. So let's try by finding out what day you were born. If you don't already know what day you were born, we'll be able to help you do so. if you've got a phone available or a tablet or an access to a computer, go to Google, type in 14th June 2007. You can then select the calendar for that year and that month. That would then be able to give you in a chart what day you were born. So you would see from the example that this individual born on the 14th of June 2007 would have been born on a Thursday. So being a male, you would know that you're called Yao. Being a female, you would then know that you would be called Ya. I'm sure you were able to use Google to find the day you were born. Have a look at the chart and identify what your household Akan name could be. Try pronouncing it. Do you like your Akan household name? I was born on Saturday. As such, my household name is Kwame. Adinkra Requirement 1. Explain the functions of Adinkra symbol. Adinkra symbol have a decorative function, but also represent objects that encapsulate evocative messages that conveys traditional wisdom, aspects of life, or the environment. Requirement 2. Describe the origin of the Adinkra symbol. History have it that Nana Kofi Adinkra, who was the king of Jarman. Jarman is a small village in modern-day Ivory Coast. He was the king who developed the initial symbols, after which the Akans, the Ashantis, added several other symbols, and officially, from when this went into production, we have 56 Adinkra symbols. For the purpose of this honor, we'll be looking at 20 of those symbols. Nana Kofi Adinkra ruled over his village until the Ashanti kingdom invaded his territory. In the 1600s, the Ashantis fought and amassed different lands across the coastal belt of the West African sub-region. So as they fought through the western belt of modern Ghana, they entered into the modern-day Ivory Coast, capturing the king of the village. Now, as you would know, when a king of a village or a town is captured, the entire township becomes the territory of that kingdom which captured it. So in effect, the Akans took control of the village Jarman. They then brought their king, Nana Kofi Adinkra, to the Ashanti kingdom, the seat of the Asantehene, which is Manshia Palace. Nana Kofi Adinkra, because he was a king, even though he was held hostage, was still allowed to live like a king. So he had his own space, he had his concubines who would help and do basic work for him. Nana Kofi Adinkra, every morning as he woke up, was very sad and tearful that he could not go back to his village Jarman to rule over his people. As such, he started carving different designs on the calabash and stamped them into the cloth that he would wear. Now the Ashantis realized something unique about what Nana Kofi Adinkra was doing. Now in effect, they began to do the symbols and the stampings into the cloth. And over the years, this has become a symbolic design that the Akans use. The Ashantis, realizing the uniqueness of the symbols, took to these designs and developed interest in it, thereby developing several other Adinkra symbols that we have today. Nana Kofi Adinkra's use of the symbol was a reflection of his sorrow and pain from not being able to rule over his people. As such, the original use of the Adinkra symbol by the Akans was to reflect farewell, goodbye, or sorrow when they have lost a loved one. So the name Adinkra is an Akan word, which in English interprets as goodbye or farewell. The Akans always wear cloth for special occasions, for funeral, for naming ceremony, for marriage ceremonies as well. The Asantehene, in meeting foreign dignitaries, in holding derbes and events, would always be seen in a cloth, along with his paramount chiefs and chiefs of other smaller towns and villages. As such, individuals who have naming ceremony for their families, funerals, and marriage ceremonies would also wear cloth. The Asantehene is seen in his meetings with Nelson Mandela, Queen Elizabeth, and Prince Charles wearing cloth, and so was the former president of Ghana in his banquet with Queen Elizabeth. Adinkra Anna, requirement number 3. What is the significance of the Adinkra symbol? The Adinkra symbol expresses various themes that relate to the history, belief, and philosophy of the Akans. They mostly have rich proverbial meaning, since proverbs play an important role in the Asante culture. The use of proverb is considered as a mark of wisdom. Other Adinkra symbols depict historical events, human behavior, and attitudes, animal behavior, plant life, shapes, and objects. Hence, significance of Adinkra symbols is a reflection of the lifestyle and cultural belief of the Akans. Adinkra requirement 4. What are the biblical significance of the symbol? Throughout the Bible, God used symbols and signs to communicate to man. From the leading of the Israelites from Egypt through the use of 10 plagues to force Pharaoh to allow the Israelites to live. From the time of Noah, when after the flood, God used rainbows as a symbol that he will never destroy the world with rain again. From the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, interpreted by the grace of God through Daniel, that the image was to reflect the kingdoms that were going to be ruling over the world. God, throughout the Bible, has used symbols to tell a message, to convey an information to us. Therefore, symbols play an integral and important role in how God communicates to man. As such, if we have the ability to understand and to interpret symbols, the Akans believe that you are wise. Hence the link between symbols and the use of proverbs. Can you try and name any Bible verses or Bible instances where you think God used symbols, or even individuals or characters in the Bible used a symbol to convey a message or to reflect an information? Adinkra Anna, requirement number 5. What are the 3 main types of Adinkra? There are 3 most important funerary Adinkra cloths. These are worn for funerals. Remember, I said Adinkra symbols reflect farewell or goodbye. As such, when worn in cloth, it reflects funeral or someone dying. Over the years, its use has changed, and therefore they are used for different purposes. But the 3 main types of Adinkra cloth are purely for funeral. We have the brown, we have the red, and the black. The brown cloth in tree is called kuntunkuni. The red cloth in tree is called kobene, and the black cloth in tree is called brisi. However, there are other bright cloths that we would also make Adinkra symbols in and wear them. They can be worn for different occasions, some of which is kwesiada or akweside, which is called Sunday Adinkra. These are not suitable for funeral, but can be worn for everyday festivities and also as a daily wear. Remember, older people would often wear cloth in the Akan's culture because that is their everyday. Adinkra Anna, requirement 6. What are the other uses of Adinkra symbol? Adinkra symbols can be described as small, symbolic pictures or motifs used to decorate colorful pattern cloth by fashion designers in Ghana. Designers in modern times use Adinkra symbols in creating and decorating other accessories than just clothes. Other artisans, craftsmen such as sculptors, carpenters, and even architects also use the symbols to design their products. Some corporate institutions in Ghana now use the Adinkra symbol as their institutional symbol. Adinkra requirement number 7. The making of Adinkra stamps. Now, in order to make the Adinkra stamp, one will have to carve the symbols on a calabash. When you carve the symbols on the calabash, this is how the symbols would be carved. They would then stamp these symbols into an Adinkra paste and stamp them into a cloth to make the beautiful designs that you see. I am going to show you videos of how the stamps into cloths are done. The Ashantis have developed their unique art of Adinkra printing. They either use the screen printing or they use the traditional printing method. Screen printing is used worldwide. As such, for the purpose of today's session, I will be showing you the traditional way that the Akans use to stamp the Adinkra cloth. In order to do that, they would carve this from a tree called badia, and they use it to form into a paste, which they dip the Adinkra stamp in and then place them on the cloth. In making the traditional Adinkra stamp, you would need to make the paste. The paste is made from a tree called badia. This tree is common in the northern part of Ghana. The bark of the tree's stem is peeled when dry. This is broken into pieces and pounded in a mortar with a pestle. When pounded, it is soaked in water. This solution is then brought to boil. As it boils, the solution becomes thicker, developing into the desired color that the Akans will use to make the Adinkra cloth. The carved calabash is dipped into this paste, which is then transferred into the cloth to make the beautiful Adinkra patterns you see. We've come to another exciting session where you learn about the Adinkra symbols. And to help me do that, I've invited the help of so many other Pathfinders and people who have significant interest in honors and Adinkra to help me go through all the 20 symbols. So enjoy how they individually present each Adinkra symbol.
Funtun funefu, tenchen funefu, or the Siamese crocodiles. This is a symbol of democracy and unity. The Siamese crocodiles share one stomach, yet they fight over food. This popular symbol is a reminder that infighting and tribalism is harmful to all who engage in it.
My friend, this Adinkra honor simply means by God's grace. It symbolizes the faith and the trust in God. This stalk is a depiction of staff of life in many different cultures. It symbolizes to the Akan that the food is basis of life and that they could not survive if not for the food that God has placed on earth for them.
Change or transform your character symbol. This is a symbol of life transformation. This symbol combines two separate Adinkra symbols. The morning star, which can mean a new start to the day, and this is placed inside the wheel, representing rotation or independent movement.
Nia onimnusia ohu. He who does not know can know from learning. Symbol for knowledge, lifelong education, and continued quest for knowledge.
Akobeng, war horse symbol of vigilance and wariness. Akobeng is a horn used to sound a battle cry.
God never dies, therefore I cannot die. Symbol of God's omnipresence and the perpetual existence of man's spirit. This signifies the immortality of man's soul, believed to be a part of God. Because the soul rests with God after death, it cannot die.
Aya, which means fern. It's a symbol of endurance and resourcefulness. The fern is a hardy plant which is able to grow in difficult places, and so an individual who wears this symbol suggests that he has been through many adversities and outlasted much difficulty.
Adinkra Hinem, chief of all the Adinkra symbols. Symbol of greatness, charisma, and leadership. This symbol is said to have played an inspiring role on the designing of other Adinkra symbols. It signifies the importance of playing a leadership role.
Nyamedia, this means tree of God, altar. Symbol of God's presence and protection, the Nyamedia is a sacred spot where rituals are performed. Erected in front of the house or compound, it is crafted from a tree that has been cut where 3 or more branches come together. This stake holds an earthenware vessel filled with water and herbs or other symbolic materials for purification and blessing rituals.
Kola means the heart. It is a symbol of patience and tolerance. The Akans believe that when a person is said to have a heart in his stomach, that person is very tolerant.
The one who climbs a good tree. This symbol represents cooperation and encouragement. It comes from the Ghanaian proverb or saying which goes Dia ofro diapa nya ye piano, which literally means the one who climbs a good tree, we push them. And what that means metaphorically is the one who is going after a good cause or doing something that is good, we help them and we support them.
Hello everyone, this symbol is a crocodile, symbol of nurturing and discipline. The full name of this symbol translates to the hen treads on her chicks, but she does not kill them. This represents the ideal nature of parents both being protective and corrective, an exhortation to nurture children, but a warning not to pamper them. Thank you.
Diafe. This means wooden comb. Symbol of beauty and cleanliness. Symbols of desirable feminine qualities. The meaning of this symbol is characterized slightly differently in the Adinkra dictionary and the values of Adinkra symbols. The former emphasizes more abstract qualities of feminine goodness, love and care, while the latter has a more literal interpretation, looking one's best and hygiene. In any case, the diafe was a prized possession of the Akan woman used to comb and plait her hair.
Akofana, sword of war. This is a symbol of courage, valor, and heroism. The crossed swords were a popular motif in heraldic shields of many former Akan states. In addition to recognizing courage and valor, the swords can represent legitimate state authority.
Inkinkim, or twisting. The meaning of this symbol is initiative, dynamism, and versatility.
So this Adinkra symbol means God is the king. And Bible is full of texts where you can find this being confirmed and explained. But in case you'd like to read one of these right now, why not to turn to Psalm 47:7, which simply says this: For God is the king of all earth. Sing to him a psalm of praise.
And this one, as represented on the Adventurer Award, let me come up close. Yeah, you should be able to see it there. Is Gi Nyame. Gi Nyame, and it means except for God. It represents the supremacy of God, and it's because of the deep religious character of the Ghanaian people. You can even see I'm wearing my Ghanaian Master Guide scarf today. So, deep religious character of the Ghanaian people except for God. It's very, very popular, and it's used a lot in decorating all the different patterns used in Adinkra except for God. Gi Nyame.
God is in the heavens. This is a symbol of hope, a reminder that God's dwelling place is in the heavens where he can listen to all prayers.
The Ansapo, wisdom not. This is a symbol of wisdom, ingenuity, intelligence, and patience. It's an especially revered symbol of the Akan. This symbol conveys the idea that a wise person has the capacity to choose the best means to attain a goal. Being wise implies broad knowledge, learning, and experience, and the ability to apply such faculties to practical ends.
Return and get it. Yes, we're here again with the Adinkra honor. And we're discussing this symbol today. Return and get it. A symbol of importance of learning from the past. We as humans, we're so vulnerable to make mistakes. But the ability to reflect or look back so that we can address or focus on what went wrong defines the person's character. That person, your character, my character of endurance, which means to last long. So remember the symbol, return and get it. It looks something like a bird, like a chicken. And it's my favorite one. As you can see, I have it here on my Pathfinder sash. Zoom in. It's on my Pathfinder sash. And it's my favorite Adinkra symbol. Looks like a chicken. Return and get it. You can see the chicken's looking backward. So you're learning from the past.
Thank you to all these amazing people who have helped to present all the 20 Adinkra symbols to you. I'm sure you enjoyed their personal attempt in presenting these symbols. Now that you've finished all the requirement for the Adinkra honor, you're now ready to go into the assessment section. Everything you learned in the assessment will now be needed in answering the questions. So I hope you made notes while you listened to the presentation. Get your pen and papers ready, get the assessment sheet, and answer the few questions that you've been asked. You will be expected to answer them to your best of abilities, and your teachers will then be able to mark them with the manual for the Adinkra honor. Once successful, you can then order your badge from the union through your club leaders. I hope you enjoyed this session. All the best to all of you. Continue learning more about the Adinkra symbols and teach your friends, your families, and people that you come in contact with. Thank you so much for spending time with us today in learning the Adinkra honor. I am sure you've learned something new and you've enjoyed the session. If you have any question about this honor, if there's anything that you would want to add to the Adinkra honor to make it even better, message me. I'll leave my email at the end of the session. Thank you very much. In Akan, we will say, Medase Pa. In addition to the email address given, which is adinkraanna@gmail.com, you can also contact us on Instagram. The IG handle is adinkra.ef. Adinkra.ef. Talk to us, let us hear from you so we can improve on anything that we need to change in this video or how the honor is presented. If you enjoyed it, let us know as well, so it will encourage all the people that contributed to this video. But in addition, there are some amazing, beautiful Adinkra pins made for the Camporees in 2019. These are available on the BUC website. So order these pins and wear them with pride.
Thank you for taking Adinkra honor. God bless.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the sound was good and everyone could hear us. So I hope with all the information you have, you would be able to answer every single Adinkra question that we have on the assessment sheet. Now the competition for the best drawing begins now. Now, in order to make sure that I have a fair time for everyone to respond, I'm going to give between now to Friday by noon. So this Friday by noon, all the responses that Pastor Dayan has received, he will put them together and I'll be able to select the 20 people to give these amazing Adinkra pins to, okay? So
right.
start drawing and start working towards your Adinkra assessment.
Thank you, Enoch. Thank you so much for that. Just to, before we give you a clap, well, let's give you a clap first. Everybody, let's put the hands together for Enoch for this beautiful honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.